Hey, it's Monica Dubé. I'm going live right now, but we're starting in 2 minutes. So I just need a moment to get myself ready here. Hang in there. Thanks for showing up and being on time. I appreciate it. Closing everything else out so I don't have to be distracted. Okay, great. Alrighty. So if you're just arriving, thank you for being here on time. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for being here and sticking with it. Take a moment, really shut off your cell phone, let go of everything else you've been doing today. Take a deep breath. Come down into your heart and really let go of the day, of everything you've been thinking about and dealing with, and all of the thoughts in your mind. I'm an energy healer and a mind transformation leader, and I have helped people from all over the world heal their minds and heal their lives using a couple of different things. My program has a very powerful way of doing that, where we connect to our higher self, we connect to our spirituality, our source, and we create a life that we love. Okay. So being aware that that's what we're here for, I invite you to just take a break from your life today. Take an hour off, 45 minutes to an hour off, to let go of everything you have going on. Okay. And really regroup, reconnect to yourself, your higher self, and the earth. So I'm going to do a quick reset of just letting yourself take a really nice deep breath into your heart. Really open up to let go. Open up to let go. Yeah, just let go. Let go of what you thought this was going to be or what you expect it to be. Your mindset is really important. Your mind has all power. And we're going to connect up to the higher self, so that has truly all power to heal you, to bring you into the recognition of your light and your love and who you really are. And I'm working with only the highest vibrational frequency on the planet and off planet to help us really align to our true self. Okay. And the reason I do that is because that connection is really the answer to all of our problems. It's the answer to our suffering. And it's the answer to our sense of being disconnected from our source, or from other people or humanity, or to ourselves. A lot of it's really with ourselves. So today's talk is called Release Your Sabotaging Beliefs, or the 5 most debilitating beliefs that keep you in self-sabotage, keep you playing small. Okay. Now I'm going to get a little bit itchy. My nose, that means my spirit guides are with me. Okay. So just be aware that your spiritual team is probably coming in to be with you during this as well. And I'm grateful that you're here. If anyone shows up and wants to type in the chat, that would be great, because then I can connect with you there. If I don't see the chat, I don't know who's here. So we don't have a lot of people joining right now, but that's okay. We're still going to go forward, because there is a replay, and those of you who are catching the replay are going to get just as much benefit out of being here live. Okay, great. So playing small, what does that mean? It just means we're playing under our potential, less than what we know we can be. Okay, less than who we know ourselves to be when we're in our power, when we're in our connection. Okay, so I'll introduce myself and then we'll get right into this talk. So I'm Monica Dubé. I'm an author and a healer, a transformation leader for the past 33 years. My book is Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Life. I help women entrepreneurs really shift their mindset from fear and blocked emotions to freedom and success in life and business. I've been a spiritual teacher an energy healer, and a coach for more than 30 years. Hey, Judy. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. I've been primarily teaching a course in miracles for 30 years, and this is why I'm very much into the spiritual realm, because it woke me up to who I really am. And this Course in Miracles is a program of mind training that helps you to release your fear and come into the light of who you really are using this spiritual program. It's 365 lessons. And I have a program on that as well. And I'm not going to get into that today because this program is, in addition to that specific program, I'm offering this one today about sabotaging beliefs. So I have been a teacher for many, many years. And I spent 12 years in a community with a master teacher for 12 years, every single day, being healed of the mind. And we were traveling the world and shifting consciousness all over the world, setting up healing centers, because the whole goal of the Course in Miracles is to heal our minds, to really truly heal our minds, to free us from fear and free us from our past and all of the egoic thoughts that we have going on, which get in our way from being powerful. Okay, so I serve women entrepreneurs because I'm really all about leadership, helping women leaders create more empowered leaders within their programs. Okay, and I have a very high purpose for that, to solve some of the problems we have on the earth today, and I'll get into that a little bit. But I truly want you to have more impact. I truly know that you are mission driven. You want to make a difference. You have something to offer and something to give. And it's important. It's super important. Hey, Ashley, thank you. So I know that if this is what you're here for, you're here to make a difference. You're here to make a bigger impact. And then you're in the right place. This is also going to include you making more money. Of course, I have a program on that as well. But I want to encourage you to stay till the end today, because I will be offering you a free gift. And if you stay, you're going to get the most benefit out of being here. And I know it's a lot to ask, but our attention spans are very short right now, and that's a problem. We've got to learn to stick with things and be consistent and hang in there. So I'm going to offer you a lot of value as we go forward. So if you're looking to make more money and make more impact, you're in the right place. And the single most important thing I want you to have today is an insight into how you can wake up to your own self-worth. So you can really know who you are, really know you're here for a reason, and that reason is a sacred reason between you and your higher self, or you and the source. And you get to be that light in this world, okay? And what I mean by that is often we lose sight of that because we come into the world and we become identified with our careers and our families, and we become, mothers and grandmothers, and our lives become all about other people. And sometimes we lose sight of our mission, okay? And especially women, we struggle with that, okay? I'll get into why that is. But we're shifting that now. And this is really a shift in consciousness. And I'm so glad we're doing it at this time after yesterday's big portal day. I don't know if you felt that, but there's a lot more energy coming into the planet now to help us with our self-esteem, coming into our sovereign power and claiming who we really are. So why? Most people want to create an impact, make a difference on the planet, but we're struggling with something that gets in our way. We're healers, we're coaches, we're therapists, we're nurses, we're holistic practitioners, CEOs, we're entrepreneurs. We are so brave to really take this on now. And we are on the cutting edge of risking it all to be in the limelight, to be seen, to be heard and understood and loved. And we are being guided to allow this new light energy to flow through us, show us who we are, and create this new paradigm. Okay, it's a high vibrational frequency. You're probably going to feel it after listening to me speak for a while. I only work with the highest vibration. Deep breath. There's a lot of energy. And we all want to have real lasting success in our lives and our businesses. And what I found from working with women over the last 6 years, women entrepreneurs on their businesses and in discovering who they are and what they're here for and what their purpose is, you could be in health and wellness, you could be a coach, you could be in real estate, you could be in whatever field you are in, and you care about other people, you care about making a difference. So I want you to learn how to step away from the old paradigm of playing small or thinking that you don't have the power that you need to face your fear and move forward. I'm going to teach you how to do that today. Okay. So I care about women primarily coming into our power, men who want to support women. I love you guys. Thank you. And men who want to come into their feminine energy. Really important that we're balancing all that out now. The male energy, the go, 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 with the female energy, which is allowing and receiving and being in a flow rather than a striving to get something. Okay. It's a different energy. And we're having to make that shift right now. And it's very uncomfortable for a lot of us. We're just not used to it. Okay. So we face a familiar enemy, all of us, as we go through this transition. And it is an enemy that we are stopped by because, especially for women, we let our tendencies to listen to that voice in our head, which is our enemy, right? It's our ego mind. It's always trying to trip us up and tell us we aren't something enough. And we'll get into those 5 debilitating beliefs. But it all basically comes from a disconnection to your spiritual self and a disconnection from your real purpose because you've tried to fit into the world as it is today, right? And we don't fit in very well because we're actually the creators of this new paradigm and of this new way of being and doing business. We are very different from the male model. Okay, so divine feminine, divine masculine are coming together. The feminine has to come up a lot more because the divine masculine has ruled our consciousness for centuries. Okay, so we are stopped. Women are stopped more by our mind than our men. Now, we don't know why that is, except that we've been conditioned to believe those things, right? And we haven't had the power to claim our own sovereignty until now. And yet, this is really what we've got to do in order to shift this. All right, so the male energy has dominated our world. It's brought about what you see today, a lot of chaos, a lot of struggle, a lot of greed, and a lot of egoic conflict. And wow, you just have to look at a newspaper and you'll see what I'm talking about. But we're used to it and we've gotten used to it. And we think that's the way the world is. And it isn't. That's just how it has become because we are now entering the age of a powerful feminine. Okay? A powerful feminine energy is coming back. It's coming in where we have been suppressed. And it really doesn't have anything to do with gender. It's just that those of us who did take on a female form at this time really are the ones who have said, yes, I'll go in and bring the feminine energy in. And we want something different. We want to flow with life. We want to be compassionate. We want to help others. We want to cooperate within a group, right? We want to learn how to get along. And we want to help children. And we want to help free our children from the constructs of the ego. And what I mean by that is just fear, right? We want to free our children from the idea that they have to live in fear in any way, because we don't. So we are very wise, and until now we've been suppressed by fear and judgment of what we are capable of. Okay, fear and judgment, like truly now is our time, because it's time for this feminine energy to come in and challenge the status quo, to really bring about a rebellion, if you will, a spiritual rebellion against the norm about what's happening on the earth right now. We're stepping into more power than ever before. And we must claim it for ourselves by taking care of ourselves and our elderly and our children and definitely ourselves. And it's really critical that we do this, and we need to do it together. Okay? Because none of us are alone in this. And I'll get into that in a moment. So why do we need to do this? Why is this so important right here and right now? Well, my spiritual team is really very clear that this is a moment that we've been waiting for many, many years or centuries, that this is the age of the healers and the heretics and those who are saying, we're going to create a world that works for everyone. We're not going to let children be trafficked anymore. We're not going to let children be starved and not have nutritional, get the right food they need when they're growing up. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to make going to college like only for the elite who can afford it. So what do I mean by all that? See, we've got some work to do because all of our systems we're beginning to look and see that they don't work very well. Not for all of us, right? And people are becoming marginalized. So we're all meant to be a lot more powerful. And in order to have power, we need 3 pillars. Okay, I'm going to get into this a little bit. Our emotional health needs to be very powerful and very intact. We have to know who we are. We have to feel grounded, centered in our courage. Okay, we have to have this spiritual well-being as well. Our connection to the divine has to be very much intact. And I help people in the original stages of their awakening when they're first waking up and they don't know what's going on. A lot of them reach out to me because I can help guide them through those initial stages where you start to hear a voice or you start to see spirit around you, or you start to become an empath and you realize, oh my God, I'm feeling other people's pain. Yeah, that's the beginning stages of the awakening because we're all very much more expanded than we think we are. We're powerful beyond measure. Okay, so the emotional, the spiritual well-being has to be in place, and your financial well-being. And this is a place where women do struggle as well. Okay, all of this we need all 3 in order to really create this next paradigm. And we need to utilize our spiritual gifts for that to happen. We need to become a lot more psychic, a lot more clairvoyant, a lot more clairaudient, claircognizant. There's lots of them, right? And we need to be aware that our spiritual source is really in charge, okay? And we are stewards of that energy, of that love, and that compassion for all of humanity. That's what we're here for. So we need to have all 3 of those parts of our lives intact. That's what I'm here for. I don't believe that we can always feel that they're always in balance. We'll know if one of those powers is out. It's not really, we don't feel empowered with our money, or we don't feel empowered with our emotions, or we don't feel empowered with our spirituality. Those 3 areas, those need to be dealt with when they're not, okay? So I've helped a lot of women get out of these abusive situations where they're not taking themselves seriously. They're not healing themselves. They're not expecting to be respected and loved. I've helped women come out of trauma from childhood where they were mistreated. I'll just leave it at that. Living with these memories and staying unhealed from the past is not going to work. We have to address the cause of these issues. We have to, because they're with us. So they're inside of our psyche. And those parts of us that are unhealed need to be addressed so that we can move on. It doesn't take a lot to heal that, but it costs us a lot when we walk the earth and still retain the energetics of those memories. Okay, so I've been an energy healer for many years, and I'm just going to talk about that a little bit. What is the price we pay when we walk the earth feeling disempowered by our past? First of all, we lose our self-expression. We feel unable to express ourselves and be powerful and say what we believe. Okay, it's scary. It's scary because it brings up our past, and it brings up memories of being told to be quiet or don't say anything, or who are you to say that? We hide. The other thing is we hide behind other people, and we think, oh, I'll just stay in my room and do this. And I've been this way, so I understand. We don't like being seen. We're afraid to be judged by others. And, right now we're actually having to really face that fear, to come out and share our real beliefs with people. And here are some of the ways that this all plays out. When we don't address these things, we let our mind stop us. We let our blocked emotions stop us, and we get caught in the trap of thinking that we need a lot of external validation because we don't have our own internal validation. And it's not your fault. It's just how we were raised. So we're learning how to do that, how to stand up for ourselves, how to express ourselves, and not be all that concerned about who agrees with us or not. Okay. So we have to sign up. So then we sign up for all kinds of classes and we keep thinking we need more training when in fact we're just hiding. Okay. And we're afraid. I know, I've been there. So, and I helped a lot of people get out of the hiding. So after spending a lot of money on coaches and certifications and maybe lots of programs, people usually find me and they go, wow, I've spent all this money and I'm still stuck. And I get it because there's some deeper work that you need to do. Okay. And that deeper work is just healing the wounds, the childhood wounds. Okay. And those are still going to be there until they're dealt with. Now, this could be you if you still don't seem to be getting where you want to be. And you've tried lots of programs. And here are some of the signs that we're trying to be like others. We're trying to fit into the world as we see it. We may be comparing ourselves to like head honcho coaches that have been around forever, or whoever's in your field who's already made it, right? And you compare yourself to them. So that's another way that we stay small. The next thing we do is we judge and we criticize ourselves. We're extremely hard on ourselves. We have this perfectionist, right, within us that takes us out, right, out of taking action. And we go and start getting into substances, or we start watching lots of Netflix. We do whatever we do to numb out that feeling. And this is a big trap. So the reason this is a big trap, the judging ourselves, criticizing ourselves, believing we're less than, and then we start following others instead of going deep within ourselves to root out the cause of your upset, right? What is the cause of your upset? It's always something that you believe about yourself that hasn't been healed yet. And you think you're the only one that has that thought, right? Those thoughts and beliefs. But I'm here to tell you, we all have the same ones. We all have the same beliefs. I've been working with women for years, and I haven't met a woman that hasn't had some version of, what I'm going to share with you, these 5 debilitating beliefs. Okay, so what we do, unfortunately, is we avoid the problem where it is. We try to fix it externally. We just go get more certifications. We go hire somebody else who's going to fix us, right? And the key to undoing all of this is to go deeper within your mindset and heal the wounds and the programming that's keeping you playing this out, playing small. Great. I just want to stop there and take a breath. Why is it that we don't go deep enough? Well, there's a lot of us that are afraid of it. We're afraid of looking at the cause of our shame or our pain, and it's really deep memories. I've worked with a lot of people to know sometimes they get really squirrely when it's time to go into a session with me because I'm going to shine light where they're blocked. But we heal that past moment. It's usually something deep within, an inner child wound, something that has to be looked at to be healed. And most of us don't want to go there because we don't know how. It's not that we don't want to, it's that we don't know how. We are afraid we're going to get stuck there and just be in pain the rest of our lives. And that's not true. It's when you avoid it, that's when you get stuck with it. Okay? You're not facing it. Okay, so the big trap number 3 is to compare yourself with others who seem to be doing so much better, right? They have this great Facebook image or whatever, and you compare yourself with how great they look. And a lot of people on the earth right now are doing this big looking good game, right? Looking good. Okay, I'm successful. I'm great. And you know that deep down inside, they're still struggling with the same issues you are. I don't care how much money they make. They're still having the same issues. All right. So we're still looking outside ourselves for validation. That's the key. And that's the reason this is a big trap. We're looking for what we didn't get from our parents or our partners or our society. We're looking to heal those wounds. Now, I'm really passionate about this because I've helped so many people shift, women especially, to come out of that comparing yourself with others, helping you to see that other people, it really doesn't matter what other people think. It really matters what you think about yourself. These are your thoughts, okay? And when you think other people are judging you, that's still you judging you. You're projecting it onto others. But you already have a big judgment system going on in your mind, and that's your biggest problem. Okay? All right. Now, a lot of us know about this. We've been taught a lot of stuff in like neuroscience is changing all this. It's great. It's true. But you have to go to where the energetics are. Okay? And I feel really strongly because I suffered for so many decades with this myself, and I don't suffer anymore. I know what to do when I start to feel all the upset, and I help others do the same. The really important news I want you to take away from today is that your business and your life reflects your beliefs 100% of the time. So you have to work with your belief system. And most successful people know they need that. They know they can't get where they're going unless they do deep work on their mindset. And what your mindset is just the set of beliefs that you've been conditioned to believe, not your fault. It's how you were raised. It's what you were conditioned to believe through society, through your religion, and through your parents, okay, and your peers. Deep breath. Whew. A lot going on here. This is gonna kick up some energy, so I hope that's okay with you. Don't worry, we're gonna heal it. We're gonna clear it out. I won't leave you there. I promise. So when we don't get immediate validation from others, what do? We give up on ourselves. All right. We tell ourselves a lot of crazy stuff. Well, I can't because blah, blah, blah. We make up a reason to stay small. And when you begin a new business, that's when a lot of this deep work comes up. It comes up because we're so afraid to actually step into power, to actually have a successful business, whatever it is, to be a shining bright light in the midst of this chaotic world. And that's when we sometimes get tripped up because we have to face our limiting beliefs and our doubts about ourselves and our money blocks and our mindset. Okay. This is a journey. It's not something you're going to be able to fix overnight. I promise you, but it doesn't have to take a long time. And you certainly don't have to stay there for long. I've had people have huge releases, huge transformation within 3 months, and they go off and create a new business. And then within a year, they're raking in money that they never thought they could make because the blocks have been removed. Okay. It's my greatest joy. I win when my clients win. I win when you win. Why? Because I want to see you flourish. I want to see you shine. I want you to have the impact you came here for. That way I'm having the impact I'm supposed to have. Okay. And I have no agenda for that. I am just here to support you and help you. Now, often we don't anticipate what a roller coaster ride it is to be an entrepreneur, right? Sometimes we think, oh, it looks so easy. I want to have time freedom and go out there and become this great coach and do what I have to do. And other people seem to be doing it and being great at it. And then at times it doesn't work that way. It takes time. I've heard a lot of coaches say I had to fail a few times before I got to that, 6-figure or multiple 6-figure level, or however you want to measure that. Other people seem to be doing it and finding success. And a lot of times they go out and brag about it. So that even makes you feel even more diminished. Okay. So I'll share with you my personal story quickly, and then we're going to get into the 5 beliefs that keep us playing small. I'm going to drink a quick drink of water. I can feel my throat start to dry up here. Okay. So bear with me just a few minutes on my story, why it's important that you hear this, because I've walked this road. Before starting my coaching business, I was healing minds through A Course in Miracles for more than 25 years. And because in 1989, I found the Course in Miracles and it healed me from depression within a few months. All I had to do was read the lessons and my mind lit up and a voice started speaking to me and I got very clairaudient. I could hear the voice loud and clear. I quit my job. I went to work for Marianne Williamson. There was just so many things happened that was undeniable. Like I was in touch with my spiritual team and my higher self and my guides. And I learned how to let go and let God and let this spiritual connection really guide me for the rest of my life. So for 10 years, I let go of a lot of what I thought I was going to be doing with my life. I had a degree in music. I let go of that. I was working on Wall Street. I let go of that. And I had a couple of babies. I had 2 boys. And I really wanted to wake up and know who I am. That was my goal. Like, I want to be totally free. I want to complete my evolution in this lifetime. And I was very serious about it. Okay. So that was 30 when I found the course. When I was 40, right, I was taking care of the kids, being a great mom and housewife. And we had a lot going on in our lives that were good. That was great. Like we had a hit Broadway show and we had, my husband was in music. So we had a lot going on that was working out. But my marriage really wasn't what I wanted it to be because I didn't see my husband very much at all. And then I started to really have experiences here, spiritual. And I realized my marriage wasn't going to change. It was going to always stay the same because my husband was really committed to his business and not so much to me. So I then met my spiritual teacher and my community in Wisconsin, and I ended up moving there. I got divorced when my kids were 5 and 8 years old, my 2 boys. And I moved 1,000 miles away with the boys to join this community, which was all based in Course in Miracles. And 2 years later, I entered a very intense custody battle for my kids because after 18 months, after 2 years, my ex-husband wanted the kids and he believed he had every right to have them. And we had agreed that if they were to go back and live with him, that we would, let the kids make their own decision. And that didn't happen. Just to say, so I entered a custody battle that went on for 18 months and it rocked me. And I was terrified every day. I woke up in fear. And after 18 months, I thought I had won. There was no reason why I wouldn't have won. I was a full-time mom and really great mom for the kids, but I did end up losing residential custody. And it was really devastating to me. Okay. This event set me back from taking charge of my life. I felt guilty. I felt ashamed. And the pain of that loss really caused me to question my value and my worth. And even though I was in my spiritual program, it just rocked me. I didn't get it. It made no sense to me that that would happen to me. And it took me several years to overcome the trap of questioning my choices. Okay. I began to seriously challenge my own beliefs. I began to study Byron Katie's work, and it worked for me. 4 questions and a turnaround. And I still use that in my practice to this day, how powerful that is. It helped me to release 12 years of guilt, 12 years of suffering in a matter of hours. Okay. So I kept teaching Course in Miracles as well, which is the foundation of everything I believe in. I got remarried, and then in 2014, this was years and years later, I filed for divorce again because my second husband and I split up. And once again, I was going through a lot of devastation. I went back to my home state of Maine and started this business that I have now. I gave up the marriage and my practice. I was doing massage and craniosacral work with people in Wisconsin, and I gave that up because I got very clear that my inner guidance was leading me to something bigger than that. I wanted to have more impact. That was my prayer. And I remember saying that on New Year's Eve in 2013 and 2014. Within a few months, I was leaving, moving back to Maine. And the inner voice said to me, get out of the massage business and get into the transformation business. Okay. What is transformation? Healing the mind, right? So for the last 6 years, I've been coaching women, coaching leaders, and the programs that I have now are all about facing the narrative that we have going on in our mind and healing it so that we can move on and move into power and freedom. So When it comes to business, what I found is it's a disaster to judge yourself or to compare yourself to others. It does not work. And we have to come to terms with our own belief system and learn to shift those beliefs as quickly as possible. Okay, self-worth and money go together, right? If you don't value yourself, you won't charge the right amount of money. You won't ask for the big raise. You won't try to be in the higher echelons of business. You probably won't go and join a board of directors, right? Because some of us are playing small. So how we value ourselves, who we attract to work with, how we show up is all about our relationship to ourselves. Okay? It starts here. And our inner mindset work is critical to our success in the world. And our spiritual awakening gives us tremendous power. When we awaken to who we really are, we get to really connect to the truth and the love that we are. Okay? Think of all the spiritual teachers that have come here to share with us the kingdom of heaven is within you, right? It's you. So it stems from you. So you have a purpose that's bigger than yourself. And if any of this resonates with you, I want you to know we're going to get into the debilitating beliefs that keep us playing small, but stick with it because this is so important that you get how powerful it is for you to connect to your spirituality, to your inner self. Because the most common problem that we have is our mindset. Self-sabotage can be very tricky. The mind is powerful, and we're sometimes really blinded by our beliefs because we were brought up to believe something that we don't necessarily want to believe anymore. But there it is, right? So we don't even know what our beliefs are most of the time unless we've done a lot of the inner work. And those beliefs carry a lot of emotion with them. So every time you have a thought, it has an emotional reaction and a visceral reaction. So your emotions are triggered and you may feel something physically in your energy field. So here's what we do. When we get there and we don't know what to do about it, we avoid looking at it and we try to pretend it's not there. Or we don't even face it. We just go off and cry. Or we don't share it. And that's the worst thing you can do is to try to deal with it on your own. That's why I'm talking about this. This is really not easy for me to speak about this because there's so much resistance in the world to actually going to the levels that we have to go to create a life that really works, that will give us, freedom from all this, really living with freedom from fear. Okay. So I found that even just within an hour or two that you can be released from patterns that you've been holding on to for most of your life. I've done it so much with people and I've had the experience myself. Now from these patterns, I'm going to teach you how to release today. Okay. Really within the next half hour, you're going to get that information, but we're going to actually experience it. Because what matters to me is that you walk away today with an experience, not just information. So I've dedicated my whole life to freeing people from these beliefs. I create miracles. I believe in the miraculous. I believe that we're all meant to have shifts in perception from fear to love, from guilt and shame to our innocence and our power. Because innocence and power go together. Think of the enlightened minds that have come to the earth and helped us heal humanity and step into greater frequencies of light. It's all about innocence and love. Become as little children, right? Be trusting, have faith, know that your father, your mother loves you and supports you. And this is the spiritual father, mother I'm talking about. So let's start with the basics. Our fears are formed in childhood. And because we let them dictate our lives and we've listened to that voice, we have struggled. It comes from our family of origin, our religious upbringing, it comes from society, what we were taught in school, and it comes from the people we hang out with now, or as adults. So here's one of the traps of that is that, well, I've always been this way. That's how everybody else around me thinks. You can get very resigned and cynical when things don't go the way you thought they would. You can get very jaded. And sometimes you can get depressed. A lot of people are at this stage, very depressed and even suicidal. A lot of young people, especially today. And I want to do something about that. I really care about our youth right now. Now, if you listen to this narrative, you will stay stuck, right? Because we have bought into it. We've just bought into this suffering and the matrix of that. Now, how do we get to the root of it? Well, it's up to you. If you really want to be healed of these patterns, you can be. I'm going to show you how. And in all the work that I do, I help people shift quickly. So I want to thank you and acknowledge you for all that you've had to go through to get to this point in your life and to this place of transformation. Really want to acknowledge you. You've raised children, probably grandchildren. You're here for a big purpose. You've done a lot of spiritual work on yourself, or you wouldn't be listening to me. And all the growth that you've been through to get to this place, I just want to acknowledge you. You've stuck with it, and here you are. I got it. And I've got you. From being in a spiritual community for 12 years with 200 to 300 people, it was amazing to have that kind of support around me. And I think we need to create that again. That's what I'm looking to do. And women tend to be so hard on ourselves. We think we're supposed to make everybody else happy. We think we're supposed to make sure our husbands are okay or our wives are okay. We think we're supposed to be taking care of everybody else, and then we forget about ourselves and we get very sacrificial about it. Now, I grew up that way because I'm one of 10 children. My mother had 10 children, and it just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't. Think of this wheel. Okay, we got a wheel and we got spokes. If one of these spokes isn't working because it's not being attended to, it's not intact, it's breaking, or it's a little bit weak, then the wheel's not going to turn around, is it? It's not going to work. It's out of integrity. And I want you to know that's not going to work anymore. We've got to pay attention to ourselves. Wow. Here's your saving grace. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. All right? Now, if you take anything away today, take that away, that you have everything you need to be this sovereign self that you are and to be the light of the world that you're meant to be and to bring the work that you're meant to bring into the world. Okay? It's not your fault. Your beliefs they go back even further than you can imagine, into the ancestral lineage. We're healing what's been going on in our ancestry, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, even back as far as 7, 10 generations, right? So if you struggle with self-worth or you struggle with money, you're not alone. These are patterns that we're undoing at this time. So these challenges cause you to doubt yourself and be uncertain, under-earn, and stay disempowered. And we're going to let other people shine, but we stay in the background. All of this is changing now. So you're in the right place. And I want to cover the 5 most sabotaging beliefs right now that keep women stuck. And most importantly, I'm going to teach you what I do to release these beliefs so you can open up to this whole brand new you, okay? And I will make you an offer to get my Release Your Sabotaging Beliefs Masterclass for way less money than it normally costs, because I want you all to have it. I basically want to almost give it away because I really, truly want you to know that 23 beliefs can be released in 90 minutes. I found a very powerful way to do it. I've written a book about my journey, and I'm going to have you, that's going to be something that I share with you at the end. So when I was growing up, there's a lot of uncertainty. I got into that a little bit. In the girls in my family, we're supposed to become helpers, healers. Most of my sisters are nurses, and I didn't know that I was shortchanging myself in the process. I had a lot of disempowering beliefs. And now I have a life of independence and power. And I love what I do. And once now that we've cleared a lot of my beliefs, my spiritual team and I went from earning very little money as a massage therapist to earning $50,000 in my first year, and it keeps growing ever since. Now, I saw there was a real possibility of creating wealth, and scaling my business to reach a whole lot more people, to having more impact. And that's what I'm doing now. I help women create a scalable business. I help them see that they can get amazing results, go off and win awards in your real estate business, whatever it is you've created. And all my clients get these amazing breakthroughs. They all start businesses or get very good at the ones they have. All right, I'm going to step through this. Here are the 5 beliefs, okay? I want to help you right now release the 5 most debilitating beliefs. This is going to bring up a little bit of pain for you. I just hope that's okay with you. Just allow it to let go as you go through this with me. The 5 most debilitating beliefs that we all share is, the first one is, I can't do it. This I can't and I don't deserve it. Okay, that belief in non-deserving is critical. We've got to get beyond it. Now, why is deserving important? It's all about self-worth. And if we don't believe we deserve it, we can make a lot of money one month, the next month we'll cut it off, right? We'll sabotage it. I know because I've done it. I've made $20,000, $30,000 in a month, and then the next month it's back to the normal, $5,000, $6,000, right? I've been through that. It means we don't allow it to happen. There's a part of us that doesn't believe that we deserve to make that much money. And it has to do with our own value. Okay, so this makes us unwilling to take action. We often don't even realize that we are sabotaging ourselves. And it's so deeply embedded to believe we're not deserving and not capable of managing it all, right? So it has been a major part of our matrix to keep women suppressed and powerless. And this I really don't like. I mean, I get really upset when I see that happening a lot. And I want to do something about it. So that's one of the beliefs today we're going to undo. The second belief is, deep breath here, I'm all alone. All right. The idea that you're alone and you have to figure it out on your own. Anytime in your life that you've been mistreated, anytime that you've had any kind of abuse, you have felt that you are all alone because something didn't go right and you didn't know why. From our parents or our partners that may not have supported us, it could come from that. It could come from our ancestral. So I get it. Let's just take a look at what this does to our psyche, though. This belief is at the root of most of our distress and our lack of trust in ourselves. We don't trust in ourselves, and then we're kind of screwed, because once we don't trust in ourselves, we stay small. And then we stop believing in we can get through it. We can, connect with our higher power. We can just believe we're all alone and separate. And honestly, I've had this happen so many times when I'm about to make a bigger leap into a different level of my business, and all of that stuff about being all alone and unsupported comes up. All right, this keeps us playing small and outside of success. And what happens then? We tell ourselves even more reasons why, that we just shouldn't take any action and we should take a chance. Why should we take a chance on ourselves? I'm all alone. I can't do this. And it works. It keeps us small and limited. Now we get to the third belief. Okay. This just keeps compiling on top of each other, right? Deep breath. Now that we're looking at all this, we're going to have to undo it. We're going to have to take a look. Why? The more we shine light on this, the faster it is to heal. Okay. It's when we keep it hidden that we can't heal it. We have to feel it to heal it. All right. The third belief is, I don't have the support to move forward, right? We're so busy supporting other people that we feel we're not supported. And we have religious programming that keeps us small and powerless as well. So a big factor here is not feeling worthy, feeling guilty, not being able to put ourselves first, not being able to spend money on ourselves. That leads us to the big killer of our power, the biggest, most powerful emotion and the most debilitating and the lowest frequency, shame. We often pretend we're okay, but deep down we feel ashamed about our lack of knowledge or our lack of power, or even our lack of understanding of how to do what we're doing. And we don't talk about it. We don't tell anyone. We want to look good. So we put on this big smile, look all successful when deep down we're really operating from a disempowered context. So I'm here to help with that because that's where I was stuck for 12 years after I lost custody. I just felt ashamed and I felt like I hurt my kids and all that nonsense. Turns out they were doing great and they are doing great. And they're 30 and 27 now, and they have incredible lives of power and creativity. And they don't struggle the way I did. So often we're jealous of others who seem to have it easier and better when we are still feeling all that shame within ourselves. This program is going to help you release all that. And I feel this so deeply within me. And I hate that we bury it. I hate that we don't talk about it. And even though Brene Brown and all those guys are talking about shame, I haven't seen them come up with a solution to it yet, except talking, which is fine. But that just keeps us doubly bound if we talk about it all the time. It's like we make it real, and then we don't get to really heal it. So I'm here to step out of that. Believe me, I love her work. I'm not criticizing Brene Brown. She's shining a light on things we don't want to see. And now we're having to really look at it and heal it. Because if we truly believe that we should be ashamed of ourselves for getting divorced or having a loss of custody or a loss of finances or maybe having an illness, if we have any shame around that, or maybe we didn't get to go to college, like all these reasons that women stay stuck in shame, it's pretty amazing. And honestly, it's all made up. It's part of the story. It's part of the matrix, and none of it is so. So maybe we felt abandoned when we were kids, and that created the beginning of it. But we've got to do the healing to know that none of that is true. So often we don't even ask for support. We're resigned to stay where we are. We feel this sense of being unsafe and unsupported, and so we don't reach out. And no wonder we struggle. So here's the fourth one. If that's not bad enough, here's what it does. It helps us to, it creates us a sense of not enough, not good enough, not worthy enough, not smart enough. So you feel like you don't have what it takes. This not enoughness is underlying all of our self-doubt. I'm not good enough. I don't know enough. No one loves me. I'm not supported, blah, blah, blah. And it's all from our past. And I'm not making light of it because it's very debilitating. But somehow we're born less than others. Is it true that we could be born less than others? Is that possible? If you really take a look at it, it's quite insane. But most of us believe it, even if it's not true. I'm so tired of this. But I do see it so much in my practice and in my business with women. It's one of the main reasons we don't step into our power. We blame the past. We blame ourselves. We blame our parents and our partners. And remember, when we're in that victim blaming mode, we have no power. Absolutely none. And so we don't have to take any responsibility to move forward or change, and we get stuck there. So we have zero power. That's not okay with me because I know that isn't where you want to be. When you start to step into your power, face this stuff, I really get that you start to have a whole different life. Your life opens up. When you shift that shame into light and joy and happiness and possibility for your life, you really get to see that you're the one doing that and you're the one that can change it. We don't have to continue to believe those thoughts, but you have to know how to release them. Okay, 5, I'm afraid to step into my power. What will people say? Still thinking about the other people and what they're going to say and how they look at you. Still trying to look good, right? Now, if we had been dependent on others growing up, of course we were, or in a marriage that didn't serve us, often we just have this soundtrack in our minds and it's constantly there. We may have lost our self-worth somewhere along the way. Maybe we had a great childhood, but somewhere along the way we attracted people that didn't respect us and could have been abusive even. I've helped a lot of women get out of those situations. So not to mention all the generations before this one that really deprived us of our power and our equality. We have to step into more power now and learn to find and discover our own independence from this matrix and from these beliefs. And we can do that. Now, does any of this resonate with you? Because if it does, you're still in the right place. Thank you for hanging in there. Here's what we can do right now to lift some of these beliefs, right? I'll share it with you. And I use very deep processes in my work when I work with people. This is just one way we can clear it quickly because we're running out of time. But this is a really powerful way. Let's take the first belief. I can't do it. I don't deserve it. All right. I'm going to share with you how I release that in this group program. So state the belief out loud. I don't deserve it. You could write it down. I love writing things down because then you get to see what it actually looks like on paper. Now feel where you feel that in your body and notice your emotional reaction to the idea that I don't deserve it. And just feel. Do you feel anything constrict in your heart? Do you feel your head start to hurt? Often we feel blocked, or sometimes we just feel numb. Notice your reaction, whatever it is. It's totally fine. I'm getting kind of warm here, so I know there's a lot of healing about to happen here for everybody, even if you're on the replay. So you have to feel it to heal it. That's the key. Okay. State this out loud. All the healers I know that I work with or have worked with have said that. You can't just think your way out of this. So here we go. We're going to undo it. I uncreate, this is the statement, and delete this idea from all time, space, dimensions, realities, all ancestral lineage, all soul contracts, and I delete this from my subconscious mind now. Take a deep breath. I'm going to ask you to just lift it off like it's a cloak you've been wearing and just start to really pull it off of you. Take a deep breath and release it. Let it fall to the ground. Do that in your mind's eye. I promise you it's real. It's happening. It's not true. I thank God that was never true. I'm grateful, and I now will state the opposite. I do deserve it. I can do it. Breathe that in. I can do it. I can do anything I choose. I deserve to have health and wealth and power. I am all powerful. I am capable, and I do deserve to be successful, to have what I want. I have help from the universe, from my source. I can choose to create my life from truth and love and embrace my worthiness right here and now. So imagine that you can put on a cloak of worthiness now. Oh, I didn't know I was going to do that. Just put on the cloak of worthiness. Like you're royalty, you get to wear the royal robes. It's like the prodigal son coming home. A robe is thrown on your shoulders, a ring on your finger, and a feast is thrown in your honor because you're coming home to yourself. Oh, there's a lot of light there. Breathe it in. You deserve to have all that's here because you are a part of the kingdom. I can choose what I want to believe. That's my power. It's our superpower. We get to choose what we want to believe. And I do so now. I do so now. I invite more light into me. I invite more energy, more divine energy to help me heal any of that was going on in my mind. Okay, now you might start to feel a little bit lighter. I know my shoulders have released. My head wants to go like this to just let go of some more of this energy. Deep breathing. Let this be a real release for you today. Got a few more minutes, okay? Thanks for hanging in there. I get really excited when I watch people release. I do it with them, and together we light up. We release the pain and the suffering you've been holding on to forever because we're creators and we're all powerful, and we do have the power to create our lives the way we decide they should be. Okay, so let's do that together. I really truly know there's no separation between you and me, that you don't have to stay where you are because I didn't and I don't, and there is a solution. Now, I'm truly grateful to have found the key that unlocks the power of the mind to heal. I'm dedicated to this the rest of my life. I'll be doing this work, I promise. And I'm here to affect 1 million lives. And I know that sounds huge, but it isn't that huge when you think there's 7 billion people on the earth. Yeah. And when I'm healed, I'm not healed alone. So one mind can heal all minds. This allows us to create, make a huge difference on the planet right here, right now, when it's so needed. And so many people are needlessly struggling with their mindset and other mental health issues. And I really want to make a dent in that, really change the thought processes of the earth, and know that some of this, all of it really, based in fear, is not real. It's part of the programming, but it's not real. And if you've bought into it, it's just time to change your programming. Okay? Now you can get support right now by purchasing my Release Your Sabotaging Beliefs masterclass. I'm gonna put that in the chat. See if it works. It didn't work last time, but it might work this time. See if you can click on that. If you can't, just let me know and I'll send it to you on LinkedIn. Okay. What it is, it's a program that takes you from all these sabotaging beliefs, releases all 23 of them in 90 minutes. And I just reduced the price from $297 to $49, so you can have it now. I don't know how long I'll do that for, but I've sent you all this. I will send you the link to this class on LinkedIn as well. All right. It takes about 90 minutes to do it. Why? Well, because you do need to have a major shift in your mindset. Now, it includes 3 things. The recording of the class. You don't have to do anything. You just listen to it and breathe, and it'll release these beliefs with you, for you. Okay? It's yours forever. You'll have it forever. It includes a workbook so you can read it and look at the truth statements at the end and state them out loud every day. A guided meditation on self-love. That's included as well. So you get all 3 things for $49. Now, why I'm doing this for you for almost no money is because I truly want everyone to be released of these beliefs. We're here to have power. We're here to create a message of love. Okay? Now, this is a free call. It's going to help you break through where you're stuck. And it's literally about moving on. All right. If you want to do a free breakthrough call with me, you can do that. It's 45 minutes. It's going to change your life. You're going to have a whole new breakthrough. You're going to see where you've been stuck, and you're going to move through it quickly. And I have several programs that I can offer you. 2 most important. First 50 lessons of the Course in Miracles, and then my mind training course, Back to Basics, Life Mastery. All right, but you got to come into a call with me first to find out if you are fit for this program. Okay? I don't take everybody. This breakthrough call with me is the key to coming into my world, working with me if you choose to. We work on self-worth. We work on time and focus, money beliefs. We work on discovering your purpose, stepping into real power, choosing a life you love, and knowing that you have the power to create that life. And we are meant to bring all of this into being. So remember, if you don't do anything, guess what happens? Nothing. You're going to stay right where you are. And I get it. You might feel like, oh, I don't know if it's going to work for me. And I truly know that you won't ever find out unless you take action. You're not going to know if it works for you until you take that step. Your limited mind doesn't even like to look at these issues. You may even want to avoid it, shut it out, go watch Netflix, eat ice cream, or worse, and pretend you're okay, when in fact you've got some work to do. But I found a way to get there fast, and we have everything we need within us. We all do. And I don't want you to just stay behind the scenes when it's time for you to step into light and power and freedom and help others do the same. All right, now love is the most powerful force in the universe, and that's where I'm coming from. I believe we all have the power to create our world, how we would like it to be. We want to solve these problems that are facing us. We want to truly step into more freedom. Love is freedom, okay? And to change my life, your life, you have to do something different from what you've been doing. That's the key. Now, whatever you say about yourself or about others or about me or about the program, that's going to be true for you. That's what you're going to get the result of, the thoughts and beliefs that you have going on in your mind right now. That's not good enough, is it? So then you create a life of power and wealth and freedom when you do face this stuff. You create something different. So the one who refuses to look at the cause of the problem and stays stuck, I hope that's not you. I hope not. I want to free you from your nightmare, but I can't do it for you. You have to take action. And I only work with certain people that are ready to take action and are coachable and ready to really do something about their world and how they live and the people in their lives. Maybe it's your child that's struggling with addiction and you need support. Maybe it's your child who's got suicidal tendencies and you want support. Reach out to me because I'm willing to work with you and them. You don't like being limited, do you? You don't like being disempowered. You do want to make a difference for people in your life. And you are here for greatness and joy and abundance. You truly are. I congratulate you for sticking with this talk. And if you DM me on Facebook or LinkedIn, I will send you a free gift. I'm going to give you my book. Okay? And it does cost me money to do that. So I will send you a copy of my book, Heal Your Mind, Heal Your Life. It's a bestseller on Amazon in educational psychology. It will reinforce everything I've shared with you today in this book. And I'm so grateful that you stuck with it. I don't know who's here. If you are still here, please just send me a note right now that you've stayed till the end. And I will make sure if you send me your email address, I'll send you a copy of my book. Thanks so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. And I want you to take a big stand for yourself this year and your own emotional well-being and make a difference for those you serve. We do have this work to do. I'm so glad to be part of this new paradigm where women are in power, and I'm here to support you on your journey. Okay, if you have stayed till the end, just send me your email. I'll send you that book and the link to the program as well for $49. Thank you so much. I love you with all my heart. I hope this supported you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.